This video is going to talk about mixed numbers and improper fractions and changing back and forth between the two. So we'll start with just a first review of what a fraction is. So fractions are parts of whole. So if we pretend that this is a pie and the whole pie has 4 pieces, I will put my 4 on the bottom to indicate that the whole pie has 4 pieces. And if I ate this piece here, I would say I ate 1 part out of the 4, or 1/4 of the pie. So just to remember that fractions are part of whole. The top part is also called the numerator. And the bottom of a fraction is the denominator. In a mixed number is a combination of whole numbers and fractions. So something like 3 1/4 means you have 3 wholes and 1 out of 4 pieces. So 3 whole pies and 1 out of the 4 pieces of another pie. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to change 3 1/4 into an improper fraction. Now an improper fraction means that all of the numbers are written as a fraction. So in this case, if I was to draw out what 3 1/4 looks like, there's 1 pie, 2 pies, 3 pies. So I have 3 whole pies here. And then out of the next pie, I have 1 of the 4 pieces. To change that to an improper fraction, I'm going to show in the denominator that 4 pieces still makes up a whole. And we need to know how many parts of the pie we have. Well, in this first pie, we have all 4 parts because we have the whole pie. We have all 4 pieces of this pie, we have all 4 pieces of that pie, and we have only 1 piece out of that pie. So we have 4 plus 4 is 8 pieces, plus another 4 is 12 pieces, plus the 1 piece over here is 13 pieces. So we will show that we have 13 pieces and 4 make up a whole pie. So 3 1/4 as an improper fraction is 13 over 4, or 13 parts with 4 being the whole. We'll do a couple more examples. If we have 2 6/7, that means that we have 2 wholes and then 6 out of 7 pieces of the pie. So we will have all of those pieces with just 1 left over. So showing that 7 makes up a whole pie, we know that if we have this whole pie, we have 7 pieces. If we have this whole pie, we have another 7 pieces. And we have 6 pieces out of this one. So let's add up the number of pieces we have. We have 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 6 more pieces is 20 pieces. So we have 20 pieces with 7 making up a whole pie. So 2 6/7 as an improper fraction is 20 over 7, or 20/7. if we start with an improper fraction and we want to change it to a mixed number, let's start with 13 fourths. So our denominator shows us that 4 pieces makes up a whole. So we want to know how many whole pies we would have if we had 13 pieces. Well, we can start by drawing out our pies and making them into 4 pieces. So, because we know that 4 pieces makes up a whole. So we have 13 pieces. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need another pie. 9, 10, 11, 12, and we have one more piece. 13. So to write 13 fourths as a mixed number, we have 3 whole pies and 1 out of the 4 pieces of the next one. So 13 fourths as a mixed number is 3 1/4. Now, there are faster ways to change from a mixed number, or sorry, from an improper fraction to a mixed number. So if I had 13 fourths as my improper fraction, now that I understand what we are doing with being able to draw it out, I can think, well, if 4 makes up a whole, how many groups of 4 am I going to have out of the 13? And I know that 4 times 3, so 3 groups of 4 is 12, so I would have 3 whole groups, and that would use up 12 of the pieces, and I would have 1 piece remaining out of the 4. So let's do another example. Let's change 14 thirds to a mixed number. So again, we know that 3 makes up a whole. So we want to know how many groups of 3 we have if we have 14. Well, we can think 3 times 4 is 12. So we have enough for 4 whole groups. But 5 times 3 would be 15, so we don't have enough there. So we know we have 4 wholes, which would be 12 pieces. We actually have 14 pieces, so we have 2 more that don't make up a whole. So we have 2 parts left out of the 3. So 14 thirds as a mixed number is 4 2/3. And we will do one last example, converting from a mixed number, let's do 3 2/3, into an improper fraction. So again, on an improper fraction, we are showing that we have 3 pieces making up the whole, and now we need to know how many parts we have. So we have 3 wholes with 3 pieces in each. So 3 groups of 3 is going to be 9. And then we have 2 more pieces. So we have 9 pieces here, plus those 2 pieces that we have left over are going to give us 11 pieces with 3 making up a whole. So 3 2/3 as an improper fraction is 11 thirds.